Hi everyone, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. I'm really happy you're here. Tonight, we're going to go on a calm and quiet trip to learn something amazing. So get comfy, take a deep breath, and let's enjoy this peaceful science story together. Before we start, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it for you right now? If you like relaxing science videos, don't forget to tap the like button. Now let's begin. Beneath the soft earth, where sunlight cannot reach, a quiet world hums with life. Imagine stepping gently into this hidden realm, where roots stretch like long fingers through dark soil, weaving an unseen tapestry beneath the forest floor. Here the trees speak in silence, their voices carried not on wind or through leaves, but through the earth itself. These whispering roots form secret pathways, connecting one tree to another, like an ancient language written in tunnels and threads. In the cool, damp soil, roots meet tiny threads of fungi, delicate and almost invisible. These fungal strands, called mycelium, are the forest's hidden messengers. They weave through roots, creating a vast underground web, a network so intricate it can span entire forests. Scientists call it the Wood Wide Web, a natural internet where trees send messages, share nutrients, and even warn one another of danger. Picture this. A tall oak in distress sending a soft chemical signal through its roots, carried swiftly by mycelium to alert nearby trees. Those trees, upon receiving the message, might respond by strengthening their defenses, producing bitter chemicals in their leaves to ward off hungry insects. Roots also tell stories of friendship and survival. Some trees nurture their young, sharing sugars and water through their connected roots, like a parent offering a comforting hand. Others form alliances, teaming up with fungi to exchange nutrients in a delicate balance. The fungi gain sugars made by the tree's leaves, while trees receive precious minerals from the fungi's underground reach. This silent exchange deepens the forest's harmony, a dance of giving and receiving that sustains life beneath our feet. The soil itself becomes a memory keeper. As roots grow and die, they leave behind traces, nutrients, and chemical footprints that shape the forest's future. Like the rings of a tree trunk marking years gone by, the soil remembers past seasons, droughts, and storms, influencing how new roots will grow. This underground world is a living archive, a place where past, present, and future meet in quiet conversation. To walk through a forest is to step into a world where trees breathe, share, and protect one another in ways we are only beginning to understand. Their roots whisper secrets of resilience, connection, and time, inviting us to listen closely, to feel the pulse beneath the ground, and to imagine the stories told in shadows and soil. In this silent language, life thrives, not in isolation, but in a community woven together by roots, fungi, and earth. Now imagine the forest as a living mind, where each root and thread is a neuron, sending pulses of information in a slow, gentle rhythm. This underground network moves with patience and purpose, a quiet symphony of nature's wisdom. As seasons change above, the roots continue their conversation below, steady and calm, reminding us that beneath the visible world lies a secret life, always talking, always listening. Let's drift deeper into the forest's secret conversation, where the whispering roots and their fungal partners form a partnership that feels like an ancient friendship. The mycelium threads, delicate yet endlessly reaching, spread quietly like soft silver threads weaving through dark earth. This network does more than just connect roots. It's a lifeline that binds the forest in a gentle embrace, allowing trees to exchange gifts that sustain them through seasons of plenty and times of scarcity. Imagine a young sapling, its roots still tender and weak. It cannot yet reach deep water or rich minerals on its own, but through the mycelium web it can ask for help, silently sending chemical signals that ripple through the fungal threads to its older neighbours. These elder trees, having stored sugars and nutrients from years of photosynthesis, respond with a soft generosity, sending small gifts of nourishment to the sapling's roots. It's a quiet kindness, a shared survival strategy that keeps the forest strong and resilient. The forest then is more than a collection of individual trees. It becomes a community, a living, breathing family woven together beneath the surface. Trees don't simply compete for sunlight or soil, they cooperate, sharing resources and information like neighbours exchanging stories over a fence. This cooperation is subtle and slow, happening over days, months, and years, a gentle rhythm matching the forest's own pace. This underground network also carries warnings, subtle pulses of chemical distress that travel when a tree is attacked by hungry insects or a spreading disease. Nearby trees, upon sensing these chemical cries, begin to prepare their own defenses. They produce bitter tastes or release chemicals into the air, creating a protective shield. This silent alarm system is nature's way of looking out for its own, a watchful care woven through roots and fungus. The fungi themselves are not mere messengers, they are partners in a beautiful exchange. Through tiny structures called mycorrhizae, fungal threads entwine with tree roots, expanding their reach into the soil like delicate fingers. In this union, the fungus gathers water and minerals, sharing them with the tree, which in turn provides the fungi with sugars crafted by sunlight. This relationship is so intimate that some scientists call it a form of communication, a language spoken in molecules and exchanges of energy. Together, roots and fungi compose a quiet symphony that sustains the forest's heartbeat. The soil, rich with this hidden activity, hums softly with life, a deep connection that carries echoes of past seasons and hopes for the future. As rain falls gently on leaves above, the forest listens, its roots whispering tales of resilience, care, and the timeless dance of life beneath the ground. The more we learn about this secret life, the more the forest reveals itself as a living web of relationships, a place where connection is the root of all survival. Each tree is both individual and part of a greater whole, a single voice within a chorus that has sung for millennia. In the hush beneath the soil, the forest speaks, and if we listen closely, we too can hear the gentle rhythm of its secret language. As the seasons turn, the whispering roots carry on their quiet work, weaving the forest's story deep within the earth. This secret life beneath our feet is a testament to patience, endurance, and the power of connection. The roots stretch and intertwine, their conversations shaping not only the fate of individual trees, but the health of the entire forest. Imagine walking slowly through a sun-dappled glade, feeling the soft crunch of leaves beneath your feet. Around you, the trees rise tall and calm, their branches reaching skyward, but it is below the surface where their true stories unfold. The roots, invisible to our eyes, form a gentle web of support, a community working in harmony. In this quiet world, no tree stands alone. They share resources, like old friends passing a cup of water on a warm day. They warn each other, protect one another, and nurture new life with a generosity that feels like a soft, endless embrace. This underground network also teaches us about resilience. When a storm uproots a tree or a drought threatens the forest, the roots adapt and respond. They may redirect growth, strengthen bonds, or share precious water and nutrients to help struggling neighbours survive. It is a slow dance of recovery, a reminder that life in the forest is not fragile, but remarkably enduring. The more we listen to this secret language, the more we understand the forest as a living organism, one that breathes, thinks, and feels in its own quiet way. Each root is a thread in a vast tapestry, a story of cooperation written in earth and life. And as we walk among the trees, we carry a gentle awareness of the unseen connections that hold the forest together. In the end, the secret life of trees invites us to slow down and marvel at the beauty of community, not just in forests, but in our own lives. Like the roots beneath the soil, our connections can nourish, protect, and help us grow. The forest whispers its ancient wisdom, teaching us to listen deeply, to embrace the quiet, and to find strength in the gentle bonds that weave us together. As dusk settles, and the last light filters through the leaves, the forest's roots continue their soft conversation. In their whispers, there is a lullaby of life itself, patient, calm, and endlessly connected. Beneath the forest's surface, where shadows soften and light fades, lies a world woven from countless tiny threads. These are the threads of fungi, delicate, intricate, and endlessly spreading, connecting tree to tree, root to root, in a secret network both ancient and alive. Imagine this network as the forest's silent pulse, a hidden web that binds the earth and its creatures in quiet conversation. Fungi are more than just mushrooms popping from the soil. They are the hidden architects of the forest's communication. Their mycelium, fine white filaments, stretch through the soil like delicate lace, weaving pathways that carry nutrients, water, and messages between trees. Through this hidden web, trees exchange gifts, warnings, and even stories without a single word spoken above ground. Scientists have discovered that this fungal network is vast, sometimes spanning acres, and astonishingly efficient. It acts like a living internet, where information flows in slow, gentle waves. Imagine a mother tree, old and wise, sending nutrients through the mycelium to support young saplings struggling in the shade. The fungi, acting as nature's couriers, help this transfer, ensuring the forest's future is cared for even before a seedling's first leaf unfolds. But the fungi's role is not just that of messenger. They form a partnership called mycorrhizae, where fungal threads wrap themselves around tree roots, creating a delicate and intimate connection. This partnership is an ancient dance. The fungi draw sugars produced by the tree's leaves, while offering water and minerals gathered from deep within the soil. Together, they create a balance, a mutual trust, a quiet exchange that sustains life beneath the canopy. In this secret life, fungi are the hidden lifeblood of the forest, a thread weaving stories of cooperation, survival, and resilience. They carry the whispers of trees, translating chemical signals into messages that ripple softly through the soil. As the wind moves leaves above, the fungi listen and respond below, nurturing the forest's vast and delicate web. To imagine the language of fungi is to step into a world where silence is full of meaning. It is a world where slow, steady rhythms create harmony, and where connection is the forest's most precious gift. Beneath the forest floor, the fungi weave their quiet magic, keeping the trees talking, growing, and dreaming together. Let's drift deeper into the mysterious world of fungi, where the delicate mycelium threads transform the forest floor into a bustling marketplace of life. These tiny filaments, though fragile in appearance, form a vast and powerful network beneath the earth, enabling trees and plants to communicate, share resources, and even defend themselves from unseen threats. Imagine the forest as a giant living community, where each tree, shrub, and moss is connected by the fungal web. When a tree's leaves soak up sunlight and create sugars, it shares some of this energy through the mycelium with neighbours who might be shaded or struggling. This generosity creates balance, allowing the forest to thrive as a whole rather than as isolated individuals. It is a quiet kindness, a slow exchange that nurtures growth and renewal. Beyond sharing food, fungi also act as the forest's early warning system. When an insect begins to chew on a tree's bark, chemical signals travel down the tree's roots and into the fungal threads. These messages spread swiftly through the mycelium, reaching other trees in the area. Those trees respond by producing bitter chemicals or toxins in their leaves, making themselves less appealing to hungry insects. This silent communication helps protect the forest from harm, like a neighbourhood watch made of roots and threads. The fungal network also influences the soil itself, shaping its structure and fertility. As fungi grow, they release enzymes that break down dead leaves and wood, turning them into rich nutrients. These nutrients feed not only the trees but the entire forest ecosystem, from tiny insects to burrowing animals. The mycelium acts as both a recycler and a gardener, maintaining the forest's health with quiet care. Fungi form partnerships not only with trees but with many plants, creating a web of interdependence that stretches across species. This web blurs the lines between individuals, reminding us that life in the forest is deeply connected, each organism woven into a delicate balance. As you imagine this underground world, you might hear the soft, almost imperceptible hum of life, the gentle flow of nutrients, the spread of messages, the tender exchanges that sustain the forest. In this hidden network, fungi teach us about cooperation, resilience, and the power of quiet communication. Their ancient language, spoken in threads and molecules, carries the wisdom of countless seasons, whispering the secrets of survival and harmony beneath the earth. As twilight falls upon the forest, the mycelium threads continue their slow, steady work beneath the earth, weaving a tapestry of connection that has persisted for millions of years. This hidden network of fungi is a quiet guardian of life, sustaining the forest's breath and heartbeat through every season, every storm, and every moment of stillness. Picture the forest floor as a living canvas, where fungal threads stretch and curl like silver rivers, carrying the lifeblood of the trees, nurturing roots, and recycling the rich debris of fallen leaves and ancient wood. This network is patient and wise, responding gently to the needs of the forest, adapting to change with an unspoken grace. It is both a bridge and a bond, linking the smallest seedling to the oldest tree in a cycle of care and renewal. The more we understand the language of fungi, the more we see the forest not as a collection of separate trees, but as a single living organism. Each thread, each connection, is a note in a symphony of life where every being plays a part in sustaining the whole. Fungi remind us that beneath the visible world lies a secret harmony, a delicate balance of giving and receiving. In their silent conversations, the fungi tell stories of endurance and hope. They show us how life finds ways to connect and flourish even in darkness. Through these hidden webs, the forest teaches us that true strength lies not in solitude, but in the bonds we nurture and the communities we build. As you walk beneath the towering trees, feeling the softness of moss and the gentle sway of branches, remember the quiet world beneath your feet. The fungi are there, weaving their magic, whispering ancient secrets, and keeping the forest alive with their endless dance. In this hidden network, life flows gently, patiently, and beautifully, a timeless song of connection beneath the earth. In the gentle turning of the year, trees hold a secret, a memory of seasons past, etched deep within their rings and whispered through their leaves. Imagine standing beneath a great maple or an ancient pine, feeling the quiet pulse of time beating slowly within its bark. This memory is not like ours, shaped by thoughts and words, but a delicate record of sunlight, temperature, and the soft rhythm of the earth's dance around the sun. As spring arrives, trees awaken from their winter sleep, sensing the lengthening days and warming air. Their buds swell, tiny leaves unfurling like whispered promises. But how do trees know when to begin this slow transformation? Inside their cells, a subtle clock keeps time, a natural calendar guided by light and dark, by the gentle change of seasons. It is a memory written in molecules, where each day's sunlight nudges the tree closer to bloom. Deep inside the tree's wood, layers of growth tell stories of years gone by. These growth rings, visible when a tree is cut or falls in the forest, are like pages in a diary recording the passage of time. Wider rings speak of warm, wet summers, while narrow ones hint at droughts or harsh winters. Each ring captures a moment in the tree's long life, a silent memory of the world it has weathered. But this memory is more than just a record. It is a guide, helping trees prepare for the coming seasons. As days shorten in autumn, trees begin to slow their growth, drawing nutrients back into their roots, and shedding leaves like a soft, colourful farewell. This process, called dormancy, is a quiet rest, a pause in the tree's life cycle that keeps it safe through winter's chill. The way trees remember and respond to seasons is a delicate dance, a blend of biology and the subtle signals sent by the earth. It connects them to the sun, the soil, and the passing time in a harmony that feels both ancient and alive. Standing among these silent giants, we can almost hear the slow ticking of their internal clocks, a gentle reminder of nature's endless rhythm. Let's drift deeper into the forest's quiet memory, where trees listen to the changing seasons with an ancient patience. This memory, held within each cell and thread, is more than just a record of sunlight and rain. It is a living story, woven through the years like soft threads of silver light and shadow. Imagine the tree's buds as tiny storytellers, waiting for the perfect moment to bloom. They sense the subtle shifts in daylight, feeling the sun's warmth grow stronger or fade away. This is how trees count the hours, measuring time with an invisible hand. Inside their cells, special molecules called phytochromes act like delicate clocks, responding to changes in light and signaling the tree when to grow or rest. As summer unfolds, the tree's memory guides its growth, urging leaves to stretch wide and capture the sun's energy. Leaves are like little solar panels, soaking in sunlight, to fuel the tree's life. But when autumn arrives, the tree recalls the years it has lived through, and the fading light triggers a gentle farewell. The green chlorophyll in the leaves breaks down, revealing golden yellows, fiery reds, and soft oranges, the colours of a forest's whispered goodbye. This colourful transformation is a quiet celebration of a life's cycles, a reminder that change is natural and beautiful. The tree's memory, held deep in its branches and roots, teaches it to prepare for winter's stillness by conserving energy and shedding what is no longer needed. Trees also remember past winters, responding to temperature changes with slow, thoughtful adjustments. When cold winds blow, the tree's cells produce protective sugars and chemicals that act like a soft blanket, shielding delicate tissues from frost. This memory of cold helps trees survive harsh seasons, a quiet resilience written into their very being. The forest, then, is a keeper of time, each tree a living calendar marking the passing days and years. Its memory is slow, patient, and enduring, a gentle rhythm that guides life through cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. As we watch the leaves flutter and fall, we are invited to listen to this soft story, the secret life of trees remembering the seasons. As winter's quiet blanket settles over the forest, trees enter a peaceful stillness, holding their memories close like a treasured book. This season of rest is not empty but full of gentle preparation, a soft breath in the endless cycle of life. Beneath the snow and frost, roots continue their slow work, and the tree's memory carries the wisdom of seasons past to guide its survival through the cold. Imagine the tree as a patient guardian of time, each ring a chapter, each leaf a whispered note in the forest lullaby. When spring returns, warmed by the sun's gentle touch, the tree awakens with a quiet joy, ready to begin anew. Its memory nudges buds to swell and leaves to unfurl, reminding the forest that life continues, endlessly flowing like a river. This cycle of remembering and renewing creates a bond between the tree and the world around it. The tree's memory is not just a solitary tale, but part of the forest's larger story, a story of connection, resilience, and the quiet beauty of change. As the forest breathes in rhythm with the seasons, each tree plays its part, holding memories that shape its future and the future of all who live beneath the canopy. The secret life of trees, their ability to remember the passing seasons, invites us to slow down and feel the gentle pulse of time. It teaches us to embrace change with grace and to find comfort in the rhythms that carry us through dark winters and bright springs alike. In the silent language of rings and leaves, the forest whispers a lullaby of endurance, hope, and the timeless dance of life. As the sun sets softly behind the trees, casting long shadows on the forest floor, the trees stand calm and steady, their memories glowing softly in the fading light. They remind us that beneath the surface of life lies a deep and patient wisdom, a secret kept safe in the heart of the forest, waiting to be heard by those who listen with quiet wonder. Within the living wood of a tree, a gentle river flows, sap, carrying life's whispers from roots to leaves and back again. Imagine the tree as a quiet symphony, where each note is a drop of sap, moving steadily through vessels no wider than a strand of hair. This flow is soft and constant, a pulse that sustains the tree's breath and growth, weaving together root, trunk, and leaf in a delicate harmony. Sap is more than water. It is a mixture of sugars, nutrients, and minerals, carried with care through tiny tubes called xylem and phloem. These vessels form the tree's circulatory system, moving nourishment upward from the soil and sunlight's energy downward from the leaves. It is a slow dance of give and take, a silent music that keeps the tree alive and strong. As spring awakens the forest, sap begins to flow faster, carrying sugars made by new leaves to feed growing buds and roots. This sap flow swells the tree's branches with life, a quiet surge of energy that marks the changing seasons. In some trees, like the sugar maple, this flow becomes a treasure. The sweet sap tapped by humans, a natural gift distilled into syrup. The rhythm of sap flow is linked to temperature and sunlight, rising and falling with the day and the season. When the sun warms the bark, sap moves upward. When the night cools the tree, it slows. This ebb and flow is like the tree's breathing, slow and steady, a quiet song sung in the language of water and sugar. In this symphony, every drop of sap carries a story, of roots reaching deep into the earth, of leaves capturing sunlight, and of life moving gently through time. The sap's journey is a reminder that beneath the stillness of trees lies a world alive with movement, connection, and the soft pulse of life's rhythm. Let's drift deeper into the symphony of sap flow, where the movement of the soul-giving liquid carries more than just nourishment. It carries messages, memories, and connections that bind the forest in a quiet harmony. Imagine sap flowing like gentle streams within the tree's veins, winding through the xylem and phloem, carrying sugars from leaves to roots, and water and minerals upward from the soil. This flow is influenced by the changing seasons, the gentle warmth of spring, coaxing sap to rise with a soft urgency. Sap flow responds to the subtle dance between night's chill and day's warmth, swelling when temperatures climb just above freezing, then resting when cold returns. This daily rhythm pulses through the tree like a heartbeat, a delicate balance that sustains life in all its quiet strength. But sap does more than nourish. It also carries chemical signals, messages sent from one part of the tree to another, and even from tree to tree through the root fungal network. When a leaf is damaged or a branch wounded, the tree sends chemical warnings through its sap, signaling defenses to prepare for attack. This silent communication is a tender protection, a soft alert that moves with patience and care. Sap flow also connects the tree to its neighbours in the forest, as nutrients and information travel through shared mycelium webs beneath the soil. Through this hidden network, trees can support one another, sharing resources in times of need, much like a community coming together quietly in the face of challenge. Sap is the river of life that carries these gifts, weaving a tapestry of connection beneath the canopy. In this symphony, the movement of sap is a song of resilience and cooperation, a slow and steady current that nourishes not just a single tree, but the entire forest. It reminds us that beneath the stillness of a tree's bark lies a world alive with motion and meaning, a world where life flows gently, patiently, and endlessly onward. As the sun dips low and twilight drapes the forest in soft shadows, the sap continues its steady journey through the tree's veins, a quiet pulse that never ceases. This gentle movement is the lifeblood of the forest, an endless flow of nourishment and communication that carries the tree's stories from root to leaf and back again. Imagine the sap as a tender messenger, travelling through narrow channels with patient grace, delivering sugars made in sunlit leaves to roots resting deep in the soil. It brings water and minerals upward, sustaining each cell and branch, weaving together the tree's past, present, and future in a seamless rhythm. This flow adapts with the seasons, slowing in winter's cold and swelling with the first warmth of spring, a silent witness to the cycle of life. Sap flow is more than biology. It is a metaphor for connection and resilience. Through its slow, steady course, it reminds us that life is made up of many small, persistent movements, each one carrying purpose and care. The tree's sap carries a message of quiet strength, a soft reminder that even in stillness, life is always moving, always flowing. The symphony of sap flow teaches us to listen to the rhythms beneath the surface, to honour the slow and gentle currents that sustain us. It whispers a lullaby of patience, cooperation, and enduring life, inviting us to find peace in the steady flow of time. As the forest settles into night, the sap's journey continues, a gentle heartbeat beneath the bark, a secret song of life itself. And so the tree stands tall and calm, its sap flowing softly within, a quiet symphony of life, whispered through the veins of wood and leaf, an ancient dance of water, sugar, and light, forever carried by the pulse of the forest. In the gentle sweep of a breeze, the forest speaks, sending messages carried on the wind, invisible yet powerful. Imagine pollen grains, light as feathers, drifting softly through the air like tiny messengers, travelling from one tree to another. These grains hold secrets of life and renewal, a delicate language spoken in dance and drift. Pollen is the forest's way of weaving stories between trees, carrying the promise of new growth and the continuation of ancient lineages. Each grain is a tiny vessel, filled with genetic whispers waiting to find a new home. As the wind moves, it carries these grains across great distances, linking one tree to another in a silent, invisible conversation. But pollen is only one part of this story. Trees also send chemical signals into the air, fragrant whispers of defense, warning neighbors of impending danger. When a tree is under attack by hungry insects, it releases scents that tell others to prepare, to produce bitter chemicals or sticky resins that make leaves less tasty. This airborne language is soft but urgent, a gentle alarm that rustles through leaves and branches. Imagine standing beneath a pine or a cedar, breathing in the subtle scents that carry stories of health, stress, and survival. The forest breathes these messages in and out, creating an invisible web of communication that connects life above the ground. This flow of pollen and chemicals is a dance of renewal and protection, a delicate balance that sustains the forest's harmony. The wind becomes a messenger, carrying life and warning, hope and resilience, in a slow and graceful ballet. Each fluttering grain of pollen and each fragrant note of chemical signal tells a story of connection, change, and the quiet, persistent life of the forest whispering softly through the air. Let's drift deeper into the forest's airy messages, where pollen and chemical signals weave a story of connection and survival carried on the breath of the wind. Imagine the pollen grains as tiny travelers, released in clouds that shimmer softly in sunlight, drifting and twirling like whispers searching for their destined trees. This dance of pollen is both delicate and determined, a slow ballet choreographed by nature to ensure life's renewal. Each pollen grain carries the genetic memory of its parent tree, a quiet hope for new life to take root. As these grains settle upon the receptive flowers or cones of other trees, a miracle of fertilization begins, unfolding unseen beneath buds and bark. This invisible exchange is the forest's promise of continuity, a gentle unfolding of generations woven through time. Beyond pollen, trees release a symphony of chemical signals, invisible perfumes that float through the air, telling tales of distress or well-being. When a tree feels threatened, its leaves and bark release compounds that drift on the breeze, warning neighbors to brace for attack or to produce protective chemicals. These scents ripple softly through the forest, a language without words but full of meaning. In response, nearby trees may change their own chemistry, producing bitter resins or toxins to discourage hungry insects. This shared defense is a quiet act of solidarity, a soft whisper of care carried by the wind. The forest becomes a community bound by invisible threads of scent and pollen, where each tree listens and responds in turn. The dance of pollen and chemical signals is a slow, steady rhythm, a conversation carried on gentle breezes that touch every leaf and branch. It reminds us that the forest's life is a delicate balance of giving and receiving, of reaching out and listening closely. In these whispered messages, the forest teaches us about the power of subtlety, connection, and the quiet strength found in the dance of life carried on the wind. As twilight settles softly over the forest, the wind continues its gentle work, carrying pollen and chemical signals in a timeless dance that renews and protects life. This invisible conversation whispered through the air is the breath of the forest, a quiet song of hope, resilience, and connection that carries on with patient grace. Imagine the pollen grains settling softly on waiting flowers, each one a tiny seed of possibility, a promise of new life unfolding in the coming seasons. This slow and delicate process is the forest's way of weaving itself anew, generation by generation, through invisible threads carried by wind and time. The chemical signals linger in the air, a silent chorus of warnings and reassurances. Trees respond to these messages not with words, but with changes deep within their leaves and bark, producing bitter tastes or sticky resins that guard against harm. This shared vigilance is a testament to the forest's quiet community, where each member watches over the others in an unspoken pact of survival. In this dance of wind and scent, the forest teaches us to listen with our hearts, to feel the subtle rhythms of life that flow unseen. It reminds us that communication comes in many forms, often soft and gentle, yet powerful enough to shape the course of life itself. As night wraps the forest in its calm embrace, the wind carries these messages on, weaving an endless tale of growth and protection. The forest breathes in whispers and dances in silence, a secret world alive with stories told through pollen and scent, a lullaby of life carried softly on the breeze. In the heart of the forest, a quiet kindness flows, trees standing as gentle guardians, watching over one another with a silent care. Imagine tall trunks stretching skyward, their branches brushing softly against the breeze, while beneath the surface roots intertwine like caring hands holding a community together. These quiet guardians protect in ways both visible and hidden. When one tree faces harm, perhaps a hungry insect or a harsh storm, nearby trees respond not with noise but with subtle protective actions. They share nutrients, send chemical warnings, and even shade young saplings, creating a living shield woven from roots, leaves, and light. Beneath the bark, trees exchange messages through chemical signals, telling neighbors to brace for danger or to grow stronger. This invisible conversation is a form of care, a gentle protection that helps the forest endure and thrive. Like old friends watching over each other, trees form alliances that last for decades, rooted in quiet understanding. These guardians also nurture new life. Through their shared network, mature trees send sugars and water to young saplings struggling to grow in shade or poor soil. It is a slow kindness, a patient offering that ensures the forest's future, a soft embrace that cradles new beginnings. Imagine walking through this living sanctuary, feeling the calm strength that flows from tree to tree, a steady heartbeat beneath the forest floor. This protection is not loud or forceful, but a gentle, enduring promise that in this community, no one stands alone. The quiet guardians remind us that care can be gentle and still powerful, a soft force holding life together. Through their watchful presence, trees teach us about connection, resilience, and the silent strength of looking out for one another in a world that moves slowly but surely. Let's drift deeper into the forest's gentle guardianship, where trees protect each other through an ancient web of connection that feels like a quiet promise passed through time. Beneath the ground, roots entwine with fungal threads, forming a vast network where resources flow and messages travel like whispered words in a secret code. When a tree is wounded, or its leaves chewed by insects, or its bark scarred by the weather, it sends chemical signals through this network, alerting neighbors to the threat. These signals travel slowly but surely, prompting nearby trees to prepare defenses, producing bitter tastes or sticky resins that deter attackers. This quiet alarm system is nature's way of caring, a soft shield woven from chemistry and connection. The protection extends beyond warnings. Mature trees share their bounty, sending sugars and nutrients through root connections to saplings too small to gather enough light or water. This slow sharing is a nurturing embrace, a gift that helps young trees grow strong and healthy. It's a form of forest kindness, subtle yet profound, rooted in survival and care. Trees also influence the environment around them to protect their community. Their shade softens the forest floor, creating cooler, moister conditions that shelter delicate seedlings and soil organisms. Leaf litter enriches the earth, feeding tiny creatures that in turn support the forest's health. Every act is a quiet gesture of guardianship, a dance of life gently supporting life. Imagine the forest as a living family, each tree a guardian watching over its kin, connected by unseen threads of care. This silent protection is a reminder that strength comes not from standing alone, but from the quiet bonds that weave us together. The forest's guardianship is a soft lullaby of survival, a slow and steady promise that life will endure through patient, gentle care. As twilight deepens and the forest breathes in quiet calm, the trees stand as steadfast guardians, their roots and branches entwined in a timeless dance of protection and care. This gentle guardianship is a soft melody of resilience, a slow rhythm that carries life through storms, droughts, and seasons of change. Imagine the forest as a sanctuary held together by invisible threads, roots sharing water and nutrients, chemical signals warning of threats, and shade providing comfort to those who need it most. In this sanctuary, every tree plays a role, offering strength to neighbors and nurturing new growth with patience and grace. The quiet guardianship of trees is the lesson in gentle strength, reminding us that true protection is woven from kindness, connection, and the willingness to share. It is not a loud defense, but a soft promise, a steady presence that says, "You are not alone." This promise echoes through the forest, carried in the rustle of leaves and the slow flow of sap. Through their watchful care, trees teach us about community, about the power of looking out for one another in silence and solidarity. Their roots whisper stories of endurance, resilience, and the quiet courage found in standing together through the passage of time. As night falls softly, the forest settles into its peaceful guardianship, a living embrace that holds life tenderly yet firmly. The trees stand calm and connected, their quiet watch a lullaby of hope and strength, a secret life of care that whispers gently through the woods. Beneath the towering trees and soft carpet of leaves lies a world rich with stories, the memory of forest soil. Imagine kneeling on the earth, feeling its cool, crumbly texture, alive with tiny creatures and ancient whispers. This soil is more than dirt. It is a living archive, holding the secrets of seasons past, fallen leaves, and the slow dance of life and decay. Forest soil is a patchwork of layers, each one telling a tale. At the surface, leaf litter collects like a blanket, slowly breaking down into rich humus that feeds roots and fungi. Deeper down, minerals and nutrients mingle with water, creating a nourishing cradle for new growth. This soil remembers every drop of rain, every gust of wind, every creature that has passed through its embrace. Within this earth, billions of microorganisms work tirelessly, bacteria, fungi, and tiny insects, breaking down organic matter and recycling nutrients. Their labour is quiet but vital, turning decay into life, death into renewal. The soil's memory is written in these cycles, a slow and patient story of transformation. As roots grow and die, they leave behind traces, chemical footprints that shape the soil's future. These traces influence which plants will thrive, which fungi will flourish, and how the forest will grow. Soil, then, is a living memory, a foundation that carries the past into the future with gentle strength. Imagine this soil as a book, pages layered and textured, written by time and life. Each handful holds a story, a soft murmur of connection between earth and tree, life and decay. The memory of forest soil is a quiet song of continuity, a reminder that beneath our feet lies a world alive with history, waiting to be heard by those who listen with care. Let's drift deeper into the memory held within forest soil, where countless lives intertwine in a slow, steady rhythm of growth and decay. This memory is not written in words, but in the soft exchanges of nutrients, the gentle unfolding of roots, and the silent work of microscopic creatures shaping the earth beneath our feet. Imagine the soil as a living library, where each layer holds stories of past seasons, droughts that left it thirsty, rains that soaked it full, and winters that wrapped it in frost. These experiences influence how the soil supports life, guiding roots as they search for water and nutrients. The soil's texture, moisture, and chemistry are shaped by these memories, a gentle imprint of time etched deep in its layers. Beneath the surface, bacteria and fungi form intricate partnerships with plant roots, exchanging nutrients in a quiet symphony of give and take. Mycorrhizal fungi extend their delicate threads through the soil, linking trees and plants in a vast underground network. This web carries nutrients and information, allowing the forest to share resources and respond to challenges with a collective wisdom born from soil's memory. Tiny insects and worms work tirelessly, breaking down fallen leaves and dead wood into rich organic matter. Their slow labour recycles life, turning decay into nourishment for new growth. The soil breathes with this continuous cycle, a rhythm of death and renewal that sustains the forest's delicate balance. The memory of forest soil is a story of connection between life above and below, past and future. It is a soft reminder that the earth beneath our feet is alive, wise, and endlessly patient, holding the secrets of the forest in a quiet embrace. To touch the soil is to touch the heartbeat of the forest's long and gentle history. As sunlight filters through the canopy and dances upon the forest floor, the soil beneath hums quietly with life's memory. This earth, rich and dark, holds the stories of countless seasons, a patient witness to growth, decay, and renewal. Imagine the soil as a gentle keeper of time, cradling seeds and roots, nurturing life with a quiet wisdom that spans centuries. In this secret world, the soil's memory shapes the forest's future. It influences which seeds will sprout, how roots will grow, and where fungi will weave their delicate webs. The nutrients stored in the soil feed not only the trees but the myriad creatures that call the forest home, from tiny insects burrowing deep to animals resting on the soft ground. This living archive is slow but steady, a continuous cycle of giving and receiving. As leaves fall and decompose, they add new layers to the soil's story, enriching it with life's remains. Roots grow, die, and become part of the earth, leaving chemical traces that guide future growth. The forest soil is a gentle memory, a bridge between past and future, holding the forest's story in its quiet embrace. The soil reminds us that life is never separate from the earth beneath us. It teaches patience, resilience, and the power of quiet transformation. Beneath the trees and leaves lies a world alive with stories, a secret life that sustains and connects all who live above. As dusk settles and the forest breathes in stillness, the soil continues its soft work, cradling the forest's memory with gentle care. It holds the past like a lullaby and carries the promise of new life, inviting us to listen deeply to the whispers beneath our feet, the timeless song of the forest's hidden heart. High above the forest floor, where sunlight dances through leaves like golden whispers, a quiet conversation unfolds. Imagine standing beneath a canopy, bathed in dappled light, feeling the warmth of the sun as it touches each leaf. These leaves are not just green panels capturing light. They are storytellers, exchanging messages in shimmering patterns of light and shadow. Leaves catch sunlight and turn it into energy through photosynthesis, a magical process where sunlight becomes sugar, the tree's food. But leaves do more than feed the tree. They also sense the changing light, the soft shifts of day and season, and send signals that guide the tree's growth and rhythm. It's a conversation woven with sunlight, a dance of energy and life. This light is a language, carried in waves and colours, touching leaves at different angles and intensities. As sunbeams filter through the canopy, leaves adjust, turning to catch the brightest light, shading younger leaves below, and balancing the forest's energy. It's a symphony of light and movement, a gentle dialogue that helps the forest breathe and thrive. Imagine the sun's warmth travelling through leaves, awakening tiny cells that capture photons and begin a dance of transformation. This energy flows through veins and branches, carried deep into the tree's heart. In this way, sunlight conversations shape the forest's life, quiet rhythm pulsing with light and shadow. The leaves' conversation is a slow, tender whisper, a soft symphony of light that connects each tree to the sun, the sky, and the forest around it. It is a story of connection and survival, written in the gentle glow of leaves reaching for the light. Let's drift deeper into the sunlight conversations through leaves, where each shimmer and shadow tells a story of connection and life. Imagine the leaves as tiny solar panels, turning sunlight into energy with quiet grace. This energy, born from photons dancing upon leaf surfaces, flows through the tree like a river of light, fueling growth and nurturing every branch and root. Leaves don't just passively catch sunlight, they communicate with each other through patterns of shade and light. When a leaf turns to catch the sun's warmth, it casts a gentle shadow on the leaves below, signaling them to adjust, to find their own space in the sunlit dance. This dance is a subtle conversation, a balance between competition and cooperation that shapes the forest's harmony. Beyond capturing light, leaves sense the quality and duration of sunlight, using this information to tell the tree when to grow, when to rest, and when to prepare for changing seasons. This sensing is part of the tree's internal clock, a gentle guide that connects sunlight to growth cycles and the turning of time. Sunlight also carries warmth and colour, influencing the vibrant hues leaves display in autumn. As days shorten and light fades, leaves stop producing chlorophyll, the green pigment that fuels photosynthesis. In its place, reds, yellows and oranges emerge, a glowing farewell painted by the changing light itself. This seasonal transformation is another part of the leaves' conversation, a visual story written in colour and light. The forest canopy becomes a living mosaic of sunlight and shadow, each leaf and note in a quiet symphony of light. Through these conversations, the forest breathes in harmony with the sun, a gentle exchange that sustains life and tells the story of connection woven through leaves and light. As the sun begins to set, casting long, soft shadows through the canopy, the forest sunlight conversations continue their quiet dance. Leaves, bathed in the fading glow, hold the gentle warmth of the day and whisper stories of light and life to the trees they belong to. This ongoing dialogue between leaf and sun is a rhythm as old as the forest itself, steady and calming, a pulse beneath the stillness of twilight. Imagine the leaves as storytellers, their colours shifting from vibrant greens to the warm golds and reds of autumn, a final message before winter's rest. This transformation is not just a change in colour, but a conversation with the seasons, a way for the tree to prepare for colder days and conserve energy. Each leaf holds the memory of sunlight, its dance with warmth and shadow, before it gently falls to the earth. The sunlight conversations ripple beyond the canopy, touching the soil and the creatures beneath. Fallen leaves create a soft quilt, catching light and moisture, nurturing the forest floor and whispering secrets to seeds waiting to grow. This quiet cycle of light and life connects all parts of the forest in a gentle harmony. Through these whispered exchanges, the forest teaches us about the power of the connection, how every ray of sunlight, every shifting leaf, carries meaning and sustains life. It invites us to slow down, to feel the subtle rhythms of nature, and to listen to the soft stories told in light and shadow. As night embraces the forest, the leaves rest, cradling the day's sunlight in their veins. Their conversations continue in silence, a lullaby of connection and renewal, weaving a timeless bond between sun, leaf, and life, a secret language of light that dances softly through the trees. Within the sturdy trunk of a tree lies a storybook of time. The growth rings, quietly etched year after year, like gentle footprints in the bark. Imagine holding a cross-section of a tree, tracing your fingers over the smooth circles that tell tales of seasons past. Sunlight caught and storms weathered. These rings are the tree's memory, a slow dance of growth that captures the passage of years in delicate bands of light and dark. Each ring begins as a soft promise in spring, when the tree awakens from winter's rest and cells swell with life. The new wood is light and wide, a hopeful stretch toward the sky, fueled by the warmth and rain of the season. As summer ripens, growth slows, and the wood becomes denser and darker, a quiet pause in the tree's song of life. This rhythm of light and dark rings creates a natural calendar, a steady beat marking the tree's journey through time. Wide rings speak of gentle rains and warm sun, when the tree flourished and stretched tall. Narrow rings whisper of drought or harsh winters, times when the tree's growth slowed, conserving strength for the seasons ahead. The dance of growth rings is more than just a record of weather. It is a reflection of the tree's resilience and endurance. Each ring holds a story of survival, a quiet testimony to the tree's patient strength through changing years. As the rings grow thicker and more numerous, they create a tapestry of time that connects the present tree to generations past. Imagine these rings as pages in a book written by nature itself, a soft melody of growth and rest, strength and patience. Through this dance, the tree tells us its secret life, one of slow, steady progress, a calm rhythm echoing the pulse of the earth and sky. Let's drift deeper into the dance of growth rings, where each circle holds stories of sunlight and shadow, rain and drought, weaving a quiet rhythm through the heart of the tree. Imagine these rings as gentle waves, flowing outward year by year, carrying memories of the forest's changing seasons and weather. The rings are created by the tree's changing pace of growth, guided by the subtle signals of nature, warmth, moisture, and the length of days. In spring, the tree bursts forth with new cells, creating wide, light-coloured rings that speak of abundant life and fresh beginnings. As summer progresses, growth slows and darker, denser rings form, marking the tree's steady resilience through the heat and dryness. Each ring is a delicate balance, a slow dance between expansion and conservation. In times of plenty, the tree reaches outward eagerly, growing tall and strong. But when conditions are harsh, a dry summer or bitter winter, the rings grow narrow and tight, a quiet holding pattern that preserves the tree's strength for better days. Scientists have learned to read these rings like ancient scripts, using them to understand past climates and ecosystems. They call this study dendrochronology, the science of tree rings, revealing stories of droughts, floods, and fires, whispered through the wood's soft layers. The rings connect trees not only to their own lives, but to the greater story of the earth itself. Beyond science, the dance of growth rings reminds us of patience and endurance. It teaches us that life is made of slow, steady steps, of holding on through hardship and reaching out in times of grace. The rings hold a quiet wisdom, a lullaby of growth, rest, and the gentle passage of time etched in wood and memory. As the seasons turn and years gently fold into one another, the dance of growth rings continues its quiet story deep within the tree's heart. Each new ring adds a soft layer of memory, a gentle pulse marking the passage of time and the tree's patient endurance through the ever-changing world around it. Imagine standing beneath an ancient tree, its bark rough and weathered, knowing that inside countless rings tell tales of storms weathered, droughts endured, and peaceful summers bathed in sunlight. These rings are more than just wood. They are a testament to life's resilience, a slow and steady rhythm that carries the tree through centuries. The dance of growth rings connects the present to the past, linking the tree to the forest's history and the Earth's shifting climate. Each ring is a quiet reminder that life moves in cycles, a lullaby of growth and rest, struggle and renewal. Through these circles, the tree teaches us about patience, strength, and the gentle passage of time. As dusk settles softly on the forest, the tree stands calm and steady, its rings glowing softly in the fading light. They hold a secret life, a story of survival and connection whispered in wood, a peaceful song of time's embrace. In the slow dance of growth rings, we find a quiet rhythm that echoes the heartbeat of the forest itself. Above the forest floor, where sunlight filters through leaves like soft, golden rain, lies the canopy, a living roof woven from branches, leaves, and life. Imagine stepping beneath this green ceiling, feeling the dappled light play across your skin, and hearing the gentle rustle of leaves swaying in the breeze. The canopy is a secret world, full of whispers and stories told in shadows and light. This lofty realm is home to a dazzling array of creatures, from tiny insects that crawl beneath leaves to birds that sing songs carried on the wind. The canopy captures sunlight, turning it into energy that fuels the entire forest below. It is a place of connection, where life reaches upward and outward, embracing the sky while rooted deep in the earth. Leaves in the canopy dance with the wind, exchanging water and gases in a quiet breath that sustains life. They provide shelter and food, creating habitats where animals and plants coexist in delicate balance. Here, sunlight and rain weave a gentle symphony, nurturing a world both fragile and strong. Imagine the canopy as a living bridge between earth and sky, where sunlight conversations flow through leaves and where the life above supports the life below. This secret world is alive with motion and meaning, a tapestry of growth and protection, a soft shelter cradling the forest's heart. The canopy's secrets remind us of the unseen layers that hold the world together. Delicate, connected, and quietly vibrant. It teaches us to look up with wonder, to feel the breath of life carried on the wind, and to listen to the soft stories whispered among leaves and branches. Let's drift deeper into the secrets of the canopy, where light and life mingle in a quiet dance high above the forest floor. Imagine this world as a vibrant city in the sky, where leaves form roofs and branches stretch like streets, bustling with creatures and whispered conversations. In the canopy, sunlight flows like a gentle river, nourishing leaves and feeding the endless growth of branches. This light shapes life in countless ways, guiding the movements of birds weaving through the trees, coaxing flowers to bloom, and fueling the delicate balance of energy shared throughout the forest. Leaves reach eagerly toward the sun, their surfaces shimmering with life as they capture every drop of light. The canopy is also a refuge, a soft shelter where animals find homes among leaves and branches. Tiny insects hide in curled leaves, while colourful birds build nests woven from twigs and moss. Even mammals like squirrels and monkeys leap and climb through this leafy maze, their lives entwined with the rhythms of the canopy's quiet breath. Water, too, plays a gentle role here, falling softly through the leaves as rain or dew, nourishing the forest and refreshing the air. This moisture collects in tiny pools on leaves, creating miniature habitats for insects and frogs. The canopy, alive with these small miracles, supports a rich world unseen from below. Imagine the canopy as a vibrant dance of light, life, and shadow, a secret world that cradles the forest's future. It teaches us about balance and connection, resilience and grace, a gentle reminder that above the ground life reaches ever upward, holding stories whispered softly on the wind. As dusk settles over the forest, the canopy slows its breath, bathed in the soft glow of fading light. Here, high above the ground, life whispers gently through leaves and branches, cradled in the quiet embrace of twilight. This secret world, alive with motion and stillness, holds the forest's heart in its delicate balance. Imagine the canopy as a living shield, sheltering the forest below from harsh sun and pounding rain, its leaves gently filtering light and water like a tender guardian. This shelter nurtures seedlings, keeps the soil moist, and creates a calm refuge for countless creatures that call the forest home. The stories of the canopy ripple through the forest, carried by birdsong and the rustle of leaves, weaving connections between sky and earth. As night deepens, the canopy becomes a cradle of dreams, a place where life slows and breathes with gentle ease. This secret life above the ground teaches us about patience and protection, about how strength can be soft and sheltering, and how every leaf and branch plays a quiet role in holding the forest together. It invites us to look upward, to marvel at the delicate web of life reaching for the sun, and to listen to the silent stories carried on the evening breeze. As stars begin to twinkle through the leaves, the canopy stands calm and watchful, a gentle guardian of the forest's soul. In this quiet world above the ground, life pulses softly, weaving a lullaby of connection and grace that carries the forest into the night. Beneath the towering trees and their whispering leaves, the forest floor beats with a quiet pulse. Imagine stepping gently onto soft moss, feeling the springy earth beneath your feet, alive with the slow rhythm of life unfolding in shadows and light. This pulse is the heartbeat of the forest's secret world, where fallen leaves, tiny creatures, and roots come together in a delicate dance of growth and decay. The forest floor is a place of transformation, where life and death meet in a gentle embrace. Leaves drift down from above, settling like a soft quilt, slowly breaking apart to feed the soil below. Tiny insects and fungi work quietly, turning decay into nourishment, weaving a hidden tapestry of connection beneath the surface. In this world, moisture lingers in cool pools and dark crevices, creating a home for delicate mosses and fungi that thrive in shade. The pulse of the forest floor is steady and slow, a gentle hum of life cycling through time, nourishing the roots and creatures that dwell there. Imagine the forest floor as a soft carpet woven from countless stories of fallen branches, tiny footsteps, and whispered secrets passed between soil and root. It is a living world beneath our feet, full of patience and quiet strength, holding the forest's foundation with gentle care. This pulse teaches us about the cycles of life, about how endings feed beginnings, and how even in stillness, life flows steadily onward. The forest floor's heartbeat is a lullaby of renewal, a soft, steady rhythm that carries the forest's life in its gentle embrace. Let's drift deeper into the pulse of the forest floor, where the slow rhythm of life reveals stories of connection, decay, and renewal. Imagine this world as a hidden city beneath the trees, where countless creatures and plants work together in quiet harmony, each playing a role in the forest's endless cycle. The forest floor is a bustling marketplace of nutrients, where fallen leaves and branches break down through the tireless work of fungi, bacteria, and tiny insects. These unseen workers transform death into life, turning decay into rich soil that feeds roots and nurtures new growth. Their slow labour creates a foundation for the forest's health, a soft rhythm beating beneath the surface. Moisture gathers in puddles and hollows, nourishing mosses and ferns that carpet the ground in shades of green. These plants create shelter and food for small creatures, from beetles to frogs, all part of the forest's gentle pulse. Each organism, no matter how small, contributes to the web of life, weaving stories of survival and care. It's all weave through this rich soil, drawing nutrients and water while also sharing chemical messages with neighbouring plants. Through these connections, the forest communicates silently, responding to changes and threats with patient resilience. The forest floor is alive with this slow dialogue, a conversation of growth and protection that sustains the entire ecosystem. The pulse of the forest floor teaches us about the power of quiet collaboration and the beauty of cycles that renew and sustain. It invites us to listen closely to the gentle rhythms beneath our feet and to honour the delicate balance that holds the forest together, a lullaby of life sung softly in soil and shadow. As twilight falls softly over the forest, the pulse of the forest floor continues its quiet song, steady and true. Beneath the last flickers of fading light, the earth hums with life unseen, a gentle heartbeat that carries the forest story through night and day, season after season. Imagine the forest floor as a sanctuary where every fallen leaf, every burrowing insect, and every root tip plays a part in the unfolding dance of life. The slow work of decomposition and renewal transforms decay into nourishment, feeding the roots that stretch and grow beneath the surface. This cycle is a testament to patience and the enduring flow of life. The forest floor's pulse links the ancient past to the vibrant present, weaving stories of survival and rebirth into the soil's rich fabric. Each soft rustle of leaves and gentle movement of creatures adds to the symphony, a lullaby that sings of resilience and connection. In this hidden world, life flows with quiet strength, a delicate balance maintained through countless small acts of giving and receiving. The forest floor teaches us about the beauty of endings that lead to new beginnings and the gentle power of cycles that sustain all living things. As night deepens and stars gaze softly down, the forest floor rests beneath a canopy of dreams, cradled by the patient pulse of life itself. It holds the secrets of the forest's hidden heart, whispering a lullaby of renewal, resilience, and hope that carries gently through the earth. The bark of a tree is a silent storyteller, its rough surface carved with the marks of time, weather, and life. Imagine running your fingers gently along the ridges and grooves, feeling the texture of countless seasons pressed into its skin. This bark holds ancient stories, quiet memories etched by wind, rain, and the passage of years. Bark protects the tree like a soft armor, shielding it from harsh sun, biting insects, and cold winters. Yet it is more than a shield. It is a living canvas where life's stories are written in patterns of cracks, colours, and shapes. Each scar and knot tells of storms weathered, animals that have brushed past, and the slow growth of the tree reaching toward the sky. Beneath the bark, layers of cells work tirelessly, growing new skin and healing wounds with patient care. This slow process is a gentle reminder of resilience, the tree's quiet ability to mend itself, to carry on despite damage or change. Bark becomes a map of the tree's journey, a record of survival written in living wood. Imagine the bark as a book, its pages turned by the seasons and marked by time. It holds stories not only of the tree itself, but of the forest around it, of symbiotic relationships with insects, fungi, and mosses that find home on its surface. This living tapestry is a secret life, full of quiet interactions and hidden connections. The ancient stories carved in bark invite us to listen closely to the forest's soft whispers, to see beauty in imperfection, and to find wonder in the slow, steady passage of time. Through bark, the tree tells its story, a lullaby of endurance, protection, and the gentle artistry of life unfolding. Let's drift deeper into the ancient stories carved in bark, where every ridge and crack holds a memory of seasons past and moments endured. Imagine the bark as a living journal, its surface etched by sun, rain, wind, and the gentle touch of creatures that call the forest home. The patterns on bark vary widely, some smooth and silvery, others deeply furrowed and rough. These textures tell tales of the tree's age, its species, and the environment it has weathered. Bark grows slowly layer by layer, each adding to the tree's protective coat and preserving memories of growth and change. Tiny insects and fungi find refuge in the crevices of bark, creating delicate ecosystems that thrive on its surface. Mosses and lichens paint the bark with soft greens and greys, adding colour and life to its ancient story. These organisms form partnerships with the tree, sometimes helping it defend against pests or aiding in moisture retention. A quiet exchange of care written down on bark's surface. When storms rage and branches break, the tree's bark scars and heals, marking each wound with a new layer of growth. These scars become part of the bark's story, visible signs of survival and resilience. The tree's ability to mend itself is a slow, tender process, a testament to patience and the quiet strength of life persisting through change. Imagine tracing these stories with your fingers, feeling the bumps and textures as a connection to the forest's past. The bark's ancient stories remind us that life is a tapestry woven from countless moments of endurance, healing, and quiet beauty. Through its living surface, the tree shares its wisdom, a lullaby of time, survival, and the delicate artistry of nature's design. As the sun filters softly through the forest canopy, the ancient stories carved in bark continue to unfold in quiet grace. Each scar, ridge, and pattern is a gentle reminder of the tree's journey, a slow and patient dance with time, weather, and life itself. Imagine standing close to a towering tree, its bark rough and worn yet alive with texture and story. The bark holds secrets of long ago storms that bent its branches, of animals that rested in its shade, and of tiny mosses that found home upon its surface. This living tapestry is ever-changing, a silent witness to the forest's enduring rhythms. The tree's bark also teaches us about healing, how wounds are slowly mended with care, how life finds a way to persist through hardship. Each healed scar is a soft testament to resilience, a lullaby of endurance whispered through the years. The bark's stories remind us that beauty often lies in imperfection, and strength is found in the gentle act of repair. Beneath the bark, life flourishes in quiet partnerships, with fungi and insects weaving delicate threads of connection. These relationships, though hidden, are vital to the tree's health and to the forest's larger community. The bark's surface becomes a stage for this subtle dance of care and coexistence. As the evening shadows lengthen and the forest settles into calm, the ancient stories carved in bark rest in peaceful silence. They invite us to listen closely, to feel the slow passage of time, and to find wonder in the quiet artistry of nature's design. In the bark's textured embrace, life's lullaby flows softly, a timeless song of connection, healing and grace. In the quiet woods, trees keep a secret, a way of counting time that is slow and gentle, woven into their very being. Imagine standing beneath a tall oak or whispering pine, feeling the pulse of years flowing through its bark and branches. Trees don't use clocks or calendars. Instead, they sense the passing of time through subtle rhythms of light, temperature, and growth. As days grow longer or shorter, trees listen carefully to the changing patterns of sunlight. Their leaves and buds respond to this silent clock, opening with spring's warmth and closing as autumn cools. This natural timing helps trees know when to rest, when to grow, and when to prepare for the seasons ahead. Inside their cells, trees hold delicate molecules that act like tiny timekeepers. These biological clocks measure day length and temperature, signaling the tree when to awaken from winter's sleep or to slow down for a quiet rest. It's a dance choreographed by nature, precise yet soft, unfolding slowly with the rhythm of the earth. Imagine the tree as a patient storyteller, marking time not in hours but in seasons and cycles. Its rings, leaves, and buds are gentle markers of time's flow, a natural calendar written in living wood and soft green. Through this quiet counting, trees connect themselves to the world around them, moving in harmony with the gentle march of time. The way trees count time is a lullaby of patience and rhythm, a story of life unfolding slowly yet surely. It invites us to slow down, to listen to nature's quiet clock, and to find peace in the steady passage of days and seasons. Let's drift deeper into the quiet way trees count time, where each gentle shift in light and temperature acts as a soft signal guiding growth and rest. Imagine the forest as a grand clockwork, with every leaf and branch tuned to nature's slow, steady rhythm. Trees sense the length of daylight through special pigments in their leaves and buds, molecules that change shape as the sun moves across the sky. These natural timers tell the tree when days are growing longer, signaling the arrival of spring or when light fades, hinting at the approach of winter. It is a subtle language, spoken in shadows and warmth, guiding the tree's delicate dance with time. Temperature adds its voice to this conversation. As the earth warms, trees awaken from their winter sleep, buds swell, and new leaves unfurl with quiet joy. When the chill returns, the tree prepares for rest, slowing growth and conserving energy. This seasonal dialogue between light and temperature shapes the tree's life, creating a calendar written not in numbers but in nature's gentle cues. Inside the tree's cells, an internal clock ticks softly, regulating cycles of gene activity that control growth and dormancy. This biological rhythm, called a circadian clock, echoes the day's natural cycle, helping the tree anticipate changes and respond with grace. It is a silent guide, marking time with molecular precision, yet flowing with the ease of the natural world. Through these intertwined signals, trees count time not as humans do, but in seasons and cycles, a patient rhythm that connects them deeply to their environment. This quiet counting is a lullaby of life, teaching us to move gently with the earth's slow and steady pulse. As the forest breathes through changing seasons, trees continue their quiet counting, marking time with patience and grace. Imagine standing beneath a great tree, feeling its steady presence, knowing it carries within it the memory of many years, each day, each season recorded in the rhythms of growth and rest. This slow counting connects trees to the cycles of life all around them, to the arrival of spring's first warmth, the long days of summer, the soft fading light of autumn, and the deep stillness of winter. Trees prepare for each season, adjusting their growth, conserving energy, and nurturing the promise of renewal. Their biological clocks, woven from molecules sensitive to light and temperature, guide these changes with a gentle hand, like a lullaby sung softly through leaves and bark. This natural timing ensures that trees flourish in harmony with their environment, surviving the harshest winters and blooming with the gentlest springs. Through this patient rhythm, trees teach us about resilience and harmony, about moving gently with the world's slow dance rather than rushing against it. Their quiet counting is a reminder that time is not a race but a steady flow, a rhythm to be embraced with calm and wonder. As twilight falls and stars emerge in the evening sky, the forest settles into rest, its trees counting time in their own quiet way. In their steady presence, we find a lullaby of patience, connection, and the timeless dance of life unfolding slowly beneath the sky. In the quiet forest, trees breathe together, sharing the air in a slow, gentle rhythm. Imagine the soft rustle of leaves as a whispered breath, a quiet exchange between wood and wind. This breath is life itself, an unseen dance of oxygen and carbon, woven through branches and leaves, filling the forest with its own gentle pulse. Trees take in the air, pulling in carbon dioxide, a quiet gift from the earth and sky, and breathe out oxygen, the breath of life for countless creatures. This exchange is a slow symphony, a calm rhythm that connects every leaf and root to the air around them, a dance of giving and receiving that sustains life in the forest. Leaves open to the sunlight, their tiny pores gently drawing in carbon dioxide, while releasing oxygen and water vapor in a soft sigh. This process, called photosynthesis, is the forest's quiet way of breathing, turning sunlight into energy and air into nourishment. Imagine standing beneath a canopy of leaves, feeling the coolness of the breath they exhale, the subtle freshness that fills the forest air. This shared breath binds the forest together, linking trees, animals, and the earth in an endless cycle of life. The breath of forests is a lullaby of connection, a slow and steady rhythm that teaches us about the gentle flow of life, how every breath, every leaf, every soft rustle is part of a greater whole, breathing quietly beneath the sky. Let's drift deeper into the breath of forests, where air and life mingle in a gentle exchange carried by leaves and wind. Imagine the forest as a vast living lung, where each tree inhales carbon dioxide and exhales oxygen, creating a soft, steady rhythm that sustains the world around it. This breathing is a quiet miracle, a slow process that connects every leaf, branch, and root in a delicate balance. Through tiny pores called stomata, leaves open and close, regulating the flow of gases like a gentle sigh. They take in the carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis, turning sunlight into energy while releasing fresh oxygen for animals and people to breathe. Water vapor joins this dance, released by leaves in a process called transpiration. This breath of moisture rises into the air, forming clouds and rain that nurture the forest and beyond. The forest's breath becomes part of a larger cycle, where earth, air, and water move together in harmony. Imagine the forest's breath as a soft wind, carrying life's quiet song across valleys and hills. It connects distant trees, animals, and people in an invisible web of exchange, a lullaby of air that sustains all living things. The breath of forest teaches us about interconnection, how every gentle exhale and inhale is part of a greater whole. It invites us to breathe slowly, listen deeply, and feel the steady pulse of life flowing softly through the air we share. As the sun dips low and shadows stretch across the forest, the breath of the trees continues its quiet journey, a steady rhythm flowing through leaves, branches, and roots. This gentle breathing is a life-giving pulse, a soft exchange of air that weaves the forest into a living whole. Imagine the forest's breath as a gentle wind carrying oxygen to every creature and drawing carbon dioxide back into the trees. This invisible dance is both ancient and timeless, a cycle that connects earth, sky, and all living things in a calm embrace. The breath of forests is more than just a biological process. It is a lullaby of connection and renewal. With every soft exhale, trees release the oxygen that fuels life, and with every inhale they gather the carbon dioxide that feeds their growth. This balance sustains the delicate harmony of the forest, a slow and steady dance of giving and receiving. Through their shared breath, trees teach us about the power of rhythm and harmony, about how life flows in cycles, gentle and unending. They remind us to breathe with care, to honour the air we share, and to listen to the soft whispers carried on the wind. As night falls and the forest settles into stillness, the breath of the trees continues, a calm heartbeat beneath the stars. It is a secret song of life, quietly sung through leaves and branches, a lullaby of air, connection, and the endless dance of the forest's breath. Beneath the forest's green canopy, an invisible exchange unfolds, a hidden sharing of nutrients that binds trees together in a quiet community. Imagine roots stretching like gentle hands beneath the earth, reaching not only for water and minerals but also for connections with their neighbours. This sharing is a soft, slow dance of giving and receiving that sustains life beneath the surface. Trees gather nutrients from the soil, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and more, essential elements that feed growth and fuel life. But they don't keep these treasures to themselves. Through vast underground networks woven by fungal threads called mycelium, trees share these precious gifts with friends near and far. This secret generosity helps weaker trees survive and keeps the forest strong as a whole. The fungal mycelium acts as a bridge, linking roots and enabling the flow of sugars, water and nutrients. Imagine this network as a quiet marketplace beneath the earth, where trees trade resources in a gentle exchange that balances need and abundance. This cooperation defies the image of trees as solitary giants, revealing a community rooted in kindness. The hidden sharing of nutrients is especially important during times of stress, drought, disease, or damage, when trees rely on their neighbours' support to heal and grow. This underground generosity is a silent promise, a soft embrace that keeps the forest connected and resilient. In this hidden world, the forest teaches us about the power of sharing and cooperation, a gentle reminder that life thrives not in isolation, but in community. Beneath the earth, roots and fungi weave a lullaby of connection, nurturing the forest's endless story of growth and care. Let's drift deeper into the hidden sharing of nutrients, where roots and fungi weave an unseen web of generosity beneath the forest floor. Imagine this underground network as a quiet village, where trees exchange gifts of water, minerals and sugars, supporting one another through seasons of plenty and hardship. The mycelium threads of fungi stretch far and wide, connecting roots from different species and ages. These delicate filaments act like nature's couriers, carrying nutrients to where they are needed most. When one tree absorbs more than it can use, it shares the surplus with neighbours that might be struggling, creating a balance that keeps the forest healthy. This sharing is not random, but guided by signals, chemical messages that travel through the mycelium, telling trees when to give and when to receive. It's a slow, tender conversation of need and care, woven in molecules and energy flows. Through this network, young saplings receive vital nutrients from older trees, like a family nurturing its youngest members. During times of drought or damage, this hidden exchange becomes a lifeline. Trees weakened by stress receive extra water and minerals from their connected neighbours, a quiet support system that helps the forest endure. This underground generosity is a testament to cooperation, a gentle promise that no tree stands alone. The hidden sharing of nutrients reminds us that nature thrives through connection and kindness. Beneath the surface, life moves with patience and care, weaving a soft lullaby of community that sustains the forest through every season and storm. As the forest rests beneath the gentle glow of moonlight, the hidden sharing of nutrients continues its quiet work, weaving a tapestry of connection and care beneath the earth. This unseen generosity flows slowly through roots and fungal threads, a steady current that sustains life even in the stillness of night. Imagine the forest as a living community, where each tree's strength is linked to the support of its neighbours. Through this underground network, nutrients travel like soft whispers, nourishing roots that cannot reach deep water or rich soil on their own. This exchange is not hurried but patient, a lullaby of kindness carried in the silence of the soil. The hidden sharing of nutrients is a story of resilience, teaching us about the power of giving without expectation and the beauty of quiet cooperation. It reminds us that survival is woven from connection, a gentle embrace that holds the forest together through droughts, storms, and seasons of change. As dawn breaks and sunlight filters through leaves, this network continues its slow dance, supporting new growth and healing old wounds. The forest thrives because of these hidden gifts, a secret life of generosity beneath our feet. In this gentle sharing, the forest offers a timeless lesson. Life is richest when we give and receive in harmony, connected by invisible threads of care. The hidden sharing of nutrients is nature's lullaby, a soft song of community and enduring life. In the heart of the forest, where leaves whisper and branches sway, a secret language travels not in words but in vibrations and sound waves. Imagine standing quietly among the trees, feeling the subtle hum beneath your feet and hearing the gentle rustle of leaves carried by the wind. These are the forest echoes, messages sent through the air and through the very ground itself, weaving a hidden web of connection. Trees and plants communicate through vibrations, sending signals that ripple softly through roots and soil. These sound waves are quiet and slow, far below the range of human hearing, yet they carry vital information about the health and needs of the forest. Imagine roots touching, sending tremors that say, "Help is needed," or "All is well," a slow and steady conversation beneath the surface. Above ground, insects create a chorus of sounds, buzzing, clicking, and humming, that fill the air with the music of life. Birds sing their melodies, each note a message of territory, warning, or courtship. Even the wind plays its part, rustling leaves and bending branches, carrying echoes of the forest's secret stories. This symphony of vibrations and sound waves connects every living thing in the forest, creating a network of sensation and response. It is a slow and gentle conversation, a lullaby of life whispered in waves that ripple through earth and air. The forest echoes remind us that communication comes in many forms, some heard, others felt deep within. They invite us to listen closely, not only with our ears but with our hearts, to the quiet song of the forest's hidden language. Let's drift deeper into the forest echoes, where vibrations and sound waves weave a quiet conversation beneath our feet and above our heads. Imagine the soil as a vast stage, where roots and fungi send gentle tremors, sharing news of water, nutrients, or threats. These vibrations move slowly, like ripples on a still pond, carrying messages through the earth's soft embrace. Plants use these signals to sense their environment, responding to changes with delicate shifts in growth or chemistry. When roots detect vibrations from the insect activity, they may produce chemical defenses, a silent warning sent through waves felt rather than heard. This form of communication is a tender language of touch and vibration, slow but deeply connected. Above ground, the forest sings with life's many voices, the buzzing of bees, the chirping of crickets, and the calls of birds create a layered soundscape, a chorus that marks territories, attracts mates, or signals danger. Each sound is part of the forest's living conversation, a gentle exchange carried on waves of air. Even the wind becomes a messenger, rustling leaves and bending branches in a soft symphony that carries information across distances. These natural vibrations link creatures and plants in a subtle dance, a shared rhythm of life that flows through the forest's veins. The forest echoes teach us about the many ways life communicates, through touch, sound, and vibration. They invite us to slow down, feel the gentle pulse beneath the surface, and listen to the hidden songs that bind the forest together in a quiet embrace. As twilight descends and the forest settles into quiet calm, the echoes of life continue to ripple softly through earth and air. Vibrations travel unseen, carrying messages beneath the soil, where roots intertwine, and above ground, where leaves whisper in the breeze. This gentle chorus is the forest's heartbeat, a slow, steady rhythm that connects all living things in a shared embrace. Imagine the forest as a living web of sensation, where every tremor and sound wave is a note in a lullaby of connection. Roots send pulses of warning or need, while insects and birds add their voices to the symphony of life. The wind weaves through the trees, carrying these echoes far and wide, binding the forest in a quiet conversation. This world of vibrations teaches us about the subtle power of communication, how even the softest signal can carry meaning, and how life thrives through connection. It is a reminder that nature's language is rich and varied, spoken not only in words but in waves and whispers felt deep within. As night deepens and stars watch silently from above, the forest echoes continue their gentle song, a lullaby of resilience, harmony, and enduring life. In this secret world of vibrations and sound waves, the forest breathes and listens, a timeless dance of quiet communication beneath the canopy and beyond. Leaves are the forest's storytellers, speaking in colours that shift with the seasons, a language written in hues of green, gold, red, and brown. Imagine walking through a quiet forest as sunlight filters through the canopy, casting a kaleidoscope of colours on the soft earth. Each leaf tells a story of life, change, and the gentle dance of time. During spring and summer, leaves wear vibrant greens, their chlorophyll capturing sunlight and fueling the tree's growth. This green is a silent promise, a signal of life flourishing under the warm sun. But as days grow shorter and cooler winds arrive, the language of leaves begins to change, revealing hidden messages in fiery reds, golden yellows, and soft browns. This transformation is not just a show of colour, it is a slow and tender conversation with the seasons. Leaves prepare to rest, breaking down chlorophyll and unveiling pigments that tell stories of protection, preparation, and farewell. The reds warn of insects, the yellows reflect sunlight, and the browns mark the quiet return to earth. Imagine the leaves as painters, brushing the forest with changing hues that signal time's passage. Their colours ripple through the canopy, creating a living mosaic that shifts gently with the turning of the year. This language of leaves is a lullaby of transformation, a soft song of nature's endless cycle. Through their changing colours, leaves invite us to witness the beauty of change, to see life's rhythms as a dance of light and shadow, growth and rest. They whisper stories of resilience and grace, teaching us to embrace the soft, steady flow of life's seasons. Let's drift deeper into the language of leaves, where colours become messages, and every shade tells a story of change and connection. Imagine a forest alive with colour, where reds and yellows glow like whispers among the green, each leaf a gentle signal woven into the forest's slow rhythm. The changing colours are a result of pigments hidden beneath the green chlorophyll, waiting patiently for the right moment to emerge. Carotenoids create warm yellows and oranges, while anthocyanins paint vibrant reds and purples. These pigments protect leaves from sun damage and help trees recover nutrients before leaves fall, a careful preparation for the coming rest. This colourful conversation also warns insects and other creatures. Bright reds can signal bitter taste or toxicity, a soft message that the leaf is not good to eat. In this way, leaves communicate with the forest's creatures, creating a balance between growth and protection, life and defense. Imagine the leaves as nature's artists, painting the forest with colours that shift gently with the seasons, each change a verse in the forest's ongoing lullaby. This language of colour connects trees, animals, and the earth, a soft dialogue that celebrates transformation and renewal. Through these changing hues, leaves teach us about the beauty in letting go, the grace in preparing for rest, and the quiet strength found in cycles of life. Their colours are a lullaby of hope and resilience, a gentle reminder that change is a natural and necessary part of the forest's song. As autumn deepens and the days grow shorter, the language of leaves reaches its most vibrant chorus. Imagine walking through a forest ablaze with reds, golds, and fiery oranges, a soft symphony of colour that whispers of change and quiet endings. This final burst of colour is a farewell, a gentle goodbye as leaves prepare to fall and the tree moves into rest. The pigments that shine so brightly protect the leaves from damage, while they slowly recycle precious nutrients back into the tree. It is a delicate balance, a tender dance of life and letting go. As leaves drift softly to the forest floor, they create a colourful carpet, nourishing the earth and sheltering new life. Their fallen bodies become part of the soil's memory, returning gifts to the forest in a slow, steady cycle of renewal. Through this dance of colour and change, leaves teach us about the beauty of transformation, about how endings are woven with beginnings and how life's rhythms flow gently onward. Their vibrant language is a lullaby, sung softly in the rustle of falling leaves, a quiet song of hope and the endless cycle of the forest's heart. In the soft glow of fading light, the forest listens to this secret language, embracing the wisdom held in each leaf's colour and fall. It reminds us to cherish change, to find peace in transitions, and to hear the quiet stories written in the colours of leaves. When a tree's bark is broken or a branch is wounded, a quiet miracle begins, a slow and gentle healing that speaks of resilience and life's endless dance. Imagine standing close to a scarred tree, feeling the rough texture where the bark has been torn away, and knowing that beneath this rugged surface the tree is mending itself with patient care. Trees heal not with stitches or bandages, but through a soft process of growth and protection. Cells around the wound begin to divide and multiply, creating a barrier that seals off damaged areas and prevents infection. This new growth, called callus tissue, slowly covers the injury like a gentle patch, soft at first and growing stronger over time. The tree's healing is also a conversation with nature. It produces chemicals that ward off harmful insects and fungi, creating a protective shield around the wound. This quiet defense is a tender embrace, a lullaby of survival sung in sap and resin. Imagine the tree as a patient artist, carefully painting new layers over its scars, blending old and new in a living tapestry. Over months and years the wound fades, covered by bark that tells the story of healing and strength. Through this slow and steady repair, trees teach us about resilience, about the power of gentle care and the quiet courage it takes to heal. Their wounds become part of their story, a living memory of survival whispered softly through the forest. Let's drift deeper into the secret life of healing trees, where each wound becomes a doorway to resilience and renewal. Imagine the tree's bark as a living shield, not only protecting but also nurturing the tender tissues beneath. When injury strikes, a cascade of responses unfolds. Chemical signals ripple through the wood, calling cells to action and alerting neighbouring tissues to prepare for repair. This healing is a slow, patient journey. Callus cells multiply around the wound's edges, forming a soft, protective layer that gradually hardens into new bark. Beneath this surface, the tree's internal systems work tirelessly, redirecting nutrients and energy to fuel growth and guard against infection. Sap flows like a healing balm, sealing the broken places and nurturing new life. Trees also produce natural antibiotics and resins, sticky and fragrant, that deter harmful fungi and insects eager to exploit the wound. This quiet defense is a gentle embrace, a forest lullaby of protection that guards vulnerable parts with tender care. Imagine the tree as a quiet healer, working day by day to mend its scars, blending old growth with new in a slow dance of restoration. This process can take years, a testament to the tree's endurance and the soft power of nature's repair. Through its healing, the tree teaches us about patience, care, and the gentle strength needed to overcome injury. Its scars become stories of survival, living reminders that life can mend itself with time, kindness, and resilience whispered softly in the forest breath. As the seasons turn and years pass quietly, the tree's healing journey unfolds with gentle persistence. Imagine the tree standing tall once more, its scars softened and covered by layers of new bark, each one a silent testament to time and care. This slow renewal is a living story of resilience, woven deep into the forest's timeless rhythm. The healed wounds become part of the tree's identity, etched in bark and wood like chapters in a living book. These scars tell stories of storms weathered, branches broken and mended, and the quiet strength of life enduring through change. They remind us that healing is not about perfection, but about embracing imperfection with patience and grace. The tree's repair is also a reminder of connection, how it depends on its own inner resources and the support of the forest around it. Through root networks and fungal threads, trees share nutrients and signals, helping each other recover from wounds and stress. This shared resilience is a lullaby of community, a soft promise that no tree stands alone. Imagine the forest as a sanctuary of healing, where every scar and mark holds a gentle wisdom. The trees whisper their stories in the rustle of leaves and the sigh of the wind, a lullaby of hope, endurance, and the endless dance of life mending itself. As night settles softly over the forest, The healed trees rest in peaceful strength, their wounds now part of a greater story, one of survival, renewal, and the quiet artistry of nature's healing hand. As the seasons turn and years pass quietly, the tree's healing journey unfolds with gentle persistence. Imagine the tree standing tall once more, its scars softened and covered by layers of new bark, each one a silent testament to time and care. This slow renewal is a living story of resilience, woven deep into the forest's timeless rhythm. The healed wounds become part of the tree's identity, etched in bark and wood like chapters in a living book. These scars tell stories of storms weathered, branches broken and mended, and the quiet strength of life enduring through change. They remind us that healing is not about perfection, but about embracing imperfection with patience and grace. The tree's repair is also a reminder of connection, how it depends on its own inner resources and the support of the forest around it. Through root networks and fungal threads, trees share nutrients and signals, helping each other recover from wounds and stress. This shared resilience is a lullaby of community, a soft promise that no tree stands alone. Imagine the forest as a sanctuary of healing, where every scar and mark holds a gentle wisdom. The trees whisper their stories in the rustle of leaves and the sigh of the wind, a lullaby of hope, endurance, and the endless dance of life mending itself. As night settles softly over the forest, the healed trees rest in peaceful strength, their wounds now part of a greater story, one of survival, renewal, and the quiet artistry of nature's healing hand. Let's drift deeper into the silent symphony of the roots, where every movement is a note, and every connection is part of the larger harmony that sustains the forest. Beneath the surface, roots work tirelessly, intertwining with the mycelium networks of fungi, extending their reach far and wide, exchanging nutrients and information in a quiet dance that supports all life above. This underground network is more than just a system for gathering food. It is a living communication system. When a tree is under attack, its roots send signals through the soil, warning nearby trees of the threat. These trees, in turn, respond by strengthening their defenses, releasing chemicals into the air or soil to protect themselves from predators. In this way, the roots carry not just nutrients, but messages of survival, resilience, and cooperation. The mycelium threads, delicate as spider silk, stretch out from the roots, forming a vast underground web that connects trees across vast distances. It is through this web that nutrients and messages are exchanged like a secret language spoken beneath the earth. Imagine the soil as a living map, where each root, each fungal thread, is a point of connection, sharing information and resources in a soft, harmonious rhythm. This hidden network teaches us that connection is more than proximity. It is a shared rhythm, a mutual understanding, an invisible exchange that sustains life in the forest. It is a reminder that even when we cannot see the connections, they are there, moving slowly, deeply, in ways we're only beginning to understand. As night falls and the forest settles into stillness, the symphony of the roots continues beneath the surface, a quiet pulse that never ceases. The trees stand tall, their leaves rustling softly in the wind, but beneath the ground, the roots carry on their slow, steady work, weaving together the forest's hidden world. This hidden movement is the foundation of life, a deep, silent rhythm that sustains all that grows above. The roots' quiet song is not just one of survival, but of collaboration. Trees share resources with each other, passing nutrients through the mycelium and roots, ensuring that even the youngest saplings have what they need to grow. In times of drought or stress, the roots reach out to one another, offering support and strengthening the forest as a whole. This symbiotic relationship is the heartbeat of the forest, a soft, steady pulse that binds the entire ecosystem together. As night falls and the forest settles into stillness, the symphony of the roots continues beneath the surface, a quiet pulse that never ceases. The trees stand tall, their leaves rustling softly in the wind, but beneath the ground, the roots carry on their slow, steady work, weaving together the forest's hidden world. This hidden movement is the foundation of life, a deep, silent rhythm that sustains all that grows above. The roots' quiet song is not just one of survival, but of collaboration. Trees share resources with each other, passing nutrients through the mycelium and roots, ensuring that even the youngest saplings have what they need to grow. In times of drought or stress, the roots reach out to one another, offering support and strengthening the forest as a whole. This symbiotic relationship is the heartbeat of the forest, a soft, steady pulse that binds the entire ecosystem together. Imagine that. Let's drift deeper into the magic of rain, where each drop is more than just water. It is a thread connecting the sky to the earth, weaving life into every corner of the forest. Imagine the soil beneath your feet as it drinks in the rain, swelling with moisture, its particles softening and becoming more receptive to the roots of plants and trees. The water flows slowly, moving through every layer of earth, carrying nutrients and minerals that were once hidden away, making them available for new growth. Rain is not only a physical nourishment, it is also a signal. The trees feel the moisture in the soil, responding with a slow surge of life. Roots stretch deeper, reaching for the water as it moves beneath the surface. Leaves unfurl, their surfaces glistening with droplets, ready to absorb every precious drop of sunlight and moisture. In this dance of water and light, the forest comes alive in quiet, patient rhythm. Rain also shapes the forest soundscape. The gentle patter on leaves, the soft rush of water flowing through streams, and the steady drip from branches all form a lullaby of water's touch. This sound is a celebration of life, a gentle reminder that the earth itself is a living, breathing entity that depends on this sacred exchange. Each rainstorm carries a promise of renewal, a reminder that life flows in cycles and that every drop, no matter how small, is a vital part of the whole. Imagine how rain makes the forest breathe deeply, filling the air with the sweet, fresh scent of earth and growth. The moisture seeps into the soil, recharging the underground network of life. The water becomes part of the forest's life force, a quiet current that flows through everything, connecting each tree, plant and animal in a soft web of care and interdependence. As the rain slows and the forest settles back into its rhythm, the magic of water lingers in the air, soft and tangible. Imagine standing still in the damp forest, breathing deeply and feeling the pulse of life around you, the trees, the soil, the air, all quietly alive with the gift of water. This is the forest's silent celebration, the unspoken gratitude for the rain that has nourished it. In the quiet aftermath of rain, the forest begins to reflect the changes. The air is fresher, the earth more alive, and the leaves glisten as they drink in the last of the droplets. Flowers bloom, roots deepen, and creatures emerge, their bodies dancing with the energy provided by the rain. The forest once again finds its balance, restored by the flow of water that has touched every part of it. Water also carries with it a sense of connection, a gentle reminder that all living things are part of a shared cycle. The rain that falls on the forest is the same rain that nourishes rivers, fills oceans, and falls again on distant lands. In this way, the forest is part of a much larger whole, connected to the sky, the clouds, and the distant shores. Through the rain, the forest teaches us the beauty of renewal and connection, how water brings not just physical nourishment, but also a sense of belonging, of being woven into the tapestry of life that stretches across the earth. The rain's gift is both simple and profound. It teaches us that life thrives in cycles, and that we too are nourished by the world around us, in ways seen and unseen. As the last raindrops fall and the sky clears, the forest breathes deeply, its roots and leaves humming softly with the energy of life. The magic of the rain remains in the quiet hum of the earth, a lullaby that whispers softly to the trees, the soil, and to all those who pause to listen. The night sky is a vast, endless ocean of stars, each one a distant sun sending its light across the universe. Imagine standing outside the cool night air surrounding you and looking up at the endless expanse above. Each star is a tiny dot, twinkling softly in the dark, but each one holds a story of light travelling through time and space, crossing billions of miles to reach our eyes. This light, though faint and distant, carries the essence of its source, the sun, the galaxy, the nebula, each star an ancient messenger of the cosmos. As light travels through the universe, it begins its journey far from the place where it was born, racing across space in waves that stretch and bend, filling the void with soft, glowing threads. Each beam of light takes its own path, some travelling through the cold emptiness of space, others weaving through clouds of gas and dust, each moment a small chapter in the star's life. The journey is slow, the distance vast, but the light continues its path, unwavering and constant, carrying the secrets of the stars across the void. Imagine how this light, moving in waves, fills the night sky. It is not just the visible light we see, but all the invisible forms as well, so infrared, ultraviolet radio waves, each one a silent thread moving through the cosmos, unseen by the naked eye, but no less important in the story of the universe. These waves move at the speed of light, fast yet patient, travelling through space as a soft rhythm, a dance that continues endlessly, like the slow turn of a celestial clock. As the stars shine, their light reminds us that the universe is alive with motion and energy, even in the quiet stillness of the night. This light, though it seems constant, is constantly shifting, bending and schroeder, carrying with it the stories of far-off worlds. To gaze up at the stars is to see the universe's slow dance, a delicate symphony of light that reaches across time and space, whispering its stories to us as we stand beneath its glow. As the light from distant stars reaches us, it brings more than just their story. It brings us closer to understanding the very nature of time and space. Imagine the light not as a simple beam, but as a carrier of time itself, moving through the vastness of space like a thread weaving through the fabric of the universe. A photon of light that escapes a star is a messenger, carrying the imprints of time, the age of the star, the conditions of its birth, and the events that have shaped it. This light travels across the cosmos, touching everything in its path, and as it reaches us, it connects us to the stars in a way we can never truly touch. When we gaze at a distant star, we are not simply seeing the light it emits in the present moment. We are seeing the history of that light, travelling through space and time, arriving in our eyes after a long and silent journey. In a sense, each beam of light is a time machine, carrying us across eons in the blink of an eye. This light, which seems constant and steady, is actually a living record of the universe's past. As it travels, it shows us where stars have been and where they are going. Even the stars we see tonight may no longer exist in the way we perceive them, for they could have already exhausted their fuel, their light still travelling across the vast distance toward us. Light from distant galaxies might show us entire civilizations or cosmic events that happened millions of years ago, yet we see them as they were, frozen in time, preserved in the brilliance of a moment long gone. The dance of the stars is not just one of light, but one of time itself, a quiet rhythm that carries the stories of the universe to us, through the vast emptiness, reminding us that we are all connected by the light that travels across space and the time that connects all living things.